Hello and welcome. I'm Mariana Trammell, President and Chief Excel Geek here at Accelerations. So if you recall, last week we covered one way to use the match formula, which was to find a string or text in a list. We're going to continue our discussion today and talk about the value match. That's when you use the match formula to find a row or column number for a particular value in a list. For example, let's take a look at this report I've received on our business unit spend for the month. All right, so last month our report looked like this. It has the business unit across the top and it's got the account numbers down the side. So if we go forward to this month, you can see we've got a couple of extra business units here and even a couple of extra accounts in the list. So this is one of those reports where they're actually populating as more data comes in, they'll add new columns as required. So as a result, it's really tricky to use something like a VLOOKUP in this list because we've got 5 columns this month versus Northwest didn't exist last month, Northeast was in column 2 if you were doing a VLOOKUP versus this month it's in column 3. So that's something where we're going to need to know exactly what column number it's in. All right, so let's look at the account numbers first. So if you recall from last week, the basic format for the match formula is to go match and then you specify what string or value you're looking for, where you want it to look, and then use a -1, 0, or 1 to indicate if you want the closest match or if you want an exact match, which is usually what we want. We want a 0. So we're going to go match, and then I'm going to say, just to type my formula again, I'm going to go equals match, and I want to find account 6130, and in this case I've got a value. I don't have quotes around it, so it's just a value, comma, and I'm going to go look in this month, starting with the header, Control-Shift down arrow to get to the bottom, and then comma 0, because again, I want an exact match. So close my bracket, hit enter, and it's returned 21. So let's just go check if that's reasonable. So here was number 1, all the way down to, and you can see it's just off to the right. I would point, but you can't see it. Just off to the right, it's saying 16R by 1 column. So I want to keep going until I hit 21. And there's 6130, which was the number I was looking for. So it's in row 21. Perfect. The other way you can do this actually is to actually refer to another cell that contains the information you want. So instead of just typing in 6130, I can actually point it to another cell that contains the account number I'm looking for. So in this case, I'll point it over here. So now it's referring to F149. So go look up whatever's in F149 in B162 to B185 and return an exact match. If I hit enter, it says it's on row 3. So if I go look at it, sure enough, 1, 2, 3, there it is. Okay, so that's kind of how that would work. So now we know account number 4200 this month is on row 3. And if I tried to enter an account that didn't exist, say 6111 in here, I'm going to get my NA error, so I know that one doesn't exist. 6110 though is on row 18. Okay, so that's how we would look up a value. Now, let's take a look at one more example. In this case, it's truly numbers. So up here, these account numbers could have actually been text because they don't actually, we wouldn't want to sum them up or something. Whereas in here, we've got a ranking. So number 1, number 2, number 3 in the list. So let's say we want to pull a quick little report that shows our first, second, and third champions in this set of scores that we've got here. So I'm just going to expand that again, and let's take a look. So I know I want to pull whatever's in the row for number 1 as my first place name. So let's set a match formula for this. Equals match, I want to find whatever's in this cell, so that would be there, comma, and I want to look for that number 1 in this column. So I'm going to actually just go from here all the way down. So you can see it's D194 to D200, comma 0, close bracket, says it's in row 6. Let's just double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure enough, it is. So if I copy this down, it says second place is sitting in row 3. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. No, it's not. It's in row 4. So this is the same kind of thing as we saw last week, where we need to hold our range constant, because you can see here it's saying D194. I go down 1, it says D195, 6, 7. That's no use to me. So again, I'm going to highlight my range, hit F4 on the keyboard to hold both the column and the row constant. The G193 I'm going to leave as is, because when I copy that down, I do want it to look in G194, and then again in G195. But I want to keep my row numbers consistent for that particular range. So it's in row 6, number 2 is in row 4, and number 3 is in row 7. Perfect. So this actually is the starting point for what we're going to cover in a future video to use index and match in a combination. Now we know our first place person is sitting on row 6. We just have to figure out how to pull their name back from that row. So we'll leave it there for now, but stay tuned in the next couple of weeks here when we start talking about the index match combination and how we can actually use the formula for that. In the meantime, have a great week and we'll talk to you soon.